if I'm completely honest, like I don't think I'll ever want to play tier two again. It's completely awful. I'll just be straight up honest. I think like playing tier two, like you're kind of playing for everything or nothing. Both times I came second place in Ascension, it's just like actually the worst feeling ever because like you feel like you've put in all this work and like you get nothing out of it other than just like learning and getting better as a player and individually. But like once you're like lose as a team in second place, you're just like I feel like everything as a team just disappears like that. And so yeah, it kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, like you don't like go outside. Like I'm in Los Angeles now. I'm living like I'm going to work. Like I'm walking. Like it's nice. I just sat in my basement like 13 hours a day.
Hey everyone, Sejasoon here. I'm here with Zander after his match against NRG. This whole VCT kickoff, it started strong against MIBR, but then it slowly started to tailor off towards the end of everything. So just kind of talk to me about the kickoff experience for you. What were some of the things that really went well and some of the things that were troublesome?
Yeah, so we've kind of like struggled to kind of find our groove in scrims for a bit now, and then I think like it kind of clicked a month in, and then I would say like since January we've been playing very very well, and like yeah we kind of find our system and like what we want to do and what our win conditions and all that, and I think it's just as simple as like we have like a process oriented team. I feel like with more time we're gonna be a lot better. Just unfortunate on both days, Sentinels and Energy. They're both great teams. So like if we're not on our A game, you're not gonna win. And so unfortunately, that's how it goes. And yeah, I think overall, like I think with some more time, we'll be a lot better in the future.
When you say a process-oriented team, do you mean that that's like a team that would get better with more time and just more repetition? Can you just elaborate that?
It's more along the lines of like we're not result oriented. So like if we lost against Sentinels, and I'm not gonna lie, we might have actually came out with more confidence against NRG, though we took a loss. Usually teams are gonna like lose and they're gonna lose confidence and like oh are we actually this good? No, in reality we like kind of saw what did like went wet very well. We saw what didn't go well, and we just learned from it. And I thought we were going to come in a lot better during the energy match. Just unfortunate again, we just didn't play our game today, and yeah, it kind of sucks.
I want to ask you just about the team and kind of slotting into the 100 Thieves core. You've kind of operated as an IGL in the past, but then you're also have operated like as a secondary caller in other teams like 2023, M80, things like that.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about how your role is within 100 Thieves? Is it kind of just, primarily like secondary shot caller? Do you fill in some of the more mid-round stuff? Talk to me how you've been slotting into this team.
Yeah, I mean everyone's pretty vocal on this team, so it's kind of difficult to be like the most vocal. Like maybe obviously Kel or Bustio is the main caller, so I'm not gonna be like the biggest second guy in terms of like voice. I think Asuna and Dan talk a lot. So I'm kind of there to just like fill the gaps. If I see something and I know something, like I will call it and give maybe an idea of what we can do in the round. I don't think there's like necessarily a second caller on a team. It's more just Bustio's calling, and if we see something all around the map, Asuna can call something, you can call something, I can call something, and we just like do it and make sure we're on the same page while doing it.
Is that kind of nice and relieving in the sense that you can kind of just, you don't have to feel pressured to speak in certain situations when you kind of just need to focus and focus on just hitting your shots?
Yeah, I mean, I always enjoyed IGLing. I felt like I had, I don't know, I always felt like I had like an advantage when IGLing, when I'm playing like other teams. Like, I always felt like I have a better read than I don't know, maybe the players on my team, but I'm like, now that I'm on this team, I feel like, other than John QT, because I think John is a really, really good IGL and I played under him in the past. I think John and Bustio are both IGLs that I like trusted a lot. So it is very nice that like I can play on a team again where I have an IGL I can just fully trust, stare at my crosshair, and like if he calls something, I'm gonna 100% do it. Whereas before, like sometimes you're like second guessing whether or not something's right, and yeah, it's good to be confident in your IGL. Simply put.
Yeah, it kind of just alleviates some mental bandwidth in terms of just when someone makes a call, just having trust in it that okay, this will be fine, instead of thinking, I hope this doesn't I don't have faith in this. And then if it doesn't work out, then it kind of creates issues.
Yeah, so like I would say like if you don't have faith in your teammates or you don't trust your teammates, that's like I think the number one team like reason teams don't do well. Simply put, because if you're not on the same page as your teammates, you're gonna do like awfully. Like you're gonna do different things. Like maybe some people just won't listen to a call and like do something else, and you're just gonna be on separate pages, and that's not like that's not what you're supposed to do in a team game, especially like Valorant. And you're just gonna get picked apart. So yeah, for sure.
Nice. All right. Now, I wanted to just take some time to talk about being in the VCT Americas stage. It's been quite a journey, or just like it was a very long time to get to this point for Tier 1, 2 years, M80, and then, well, it didn't exist in 2022, right? So kind of just talk to me about just finally being at the arena, being able to play in front of like a crowd more consistently, you know?
Yeah, of course. I think version 1, obviously 2022, I believe, we weren't able to make it into franchising as an organization, so that kind of sucks. Left me in the dust for just whatever I could. Like, unfortunately, I couldn't make it on a franchise team in 2023. I'm very happy I was able to join M80 in 2023, because I do think we had like the greatest chance right beside the guard to make it into franchising. And yeah, obviously it's my dream. I love it. Like, you know, I always wanted to compete for like a living, whether that was like soccer back in my childhood time. But yeah, playing in front of a crowd is like insane. I just got to like be grateful every single time I play in front of it. Like, it's not going to last forever. So kind of living my dream. I'm really happy to be here and got to make the most of it.
I want to ask you about that soccer aspect. So before you got into Valorant, which I assume you were starting to play like when it was in closed beta, things like that.
Kinda. So like, yeah, I was actually playing a lot of CS:GO in the past. Like, so I played like soccer all throughout like childhood. I had like idols and like all that. I played like since I was like 5. Although, I was a forward, but I switched back and forth between midfield and forward. And then yeah, I kind of like became like once I became like I got into high school, I just really got into like PC games. So ever since like I was 13, 14, I like fell in love with like just CS:GO. And I played that for like 6 years, because I think, no, maybe like around 6 years, 5 years. And then, yeah, that like skill kind of translated into Valorant. I'd even play in like closed beta, funnily enough. I actually came late. I think I came in like December. I think Valorant came out in August, I want to say, something like that. I could be completely wrong. Yeah, so I was actually late to Val, but I still had like my skill from CS:GO, and I always just had like that competitive aspect in me. Like I always like wanted to do like better and better and like beat people and just win. And yeah, that's kind of what got me here.
Mm-hmm. So then before you had kind of got deeply into video games, was your childhood dream to be a soccer player? And I'm curious, actually, who were those idols that you did look up to? Were you a Thierry Henry fan, Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo?
Messi. I was like number one Messi fan. I wanted to like my first dream was to become a professional soccer player. Always dreamed of it. I mean, this is like second best thing. Obviously, I played video games even though I played soccer, I played like a lot of like random games when I was like younger, like Call of Duty, like even like games like Pokemon and stuff like that. So I was always like a video game like kind of guy. And yeah, I mean it's similar. Like it's not an athlete type thing, but it's like a professional, you know, competitor. So kind of living my dream still.
Yeah, it's the main aspect, right? You're still competing. Where the main thing, your profession's to win, which is kind of aligns with what you want to be when you're a soccer player and everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of just wanted to also take some time to just talk about being in the Tier 2 ecosystem for a while, for those past 2 years, and kind of what was it like being there, and then kind of just seeing the VCT Americas system take place. Because I imagine you're probably thinking, I feel like I can compete with these types of people, but I don't really have the opportunity. So talk to me about kind of just being in that period.
If I'm completely honest, like I don't think I'll ever want to play Tier 2 again. It's completely awful. I'll just be straight up honest. I think like playing Tier 2, like you're kind of playing for everything or nothing. Both times I came second place in Ascension. It's just like actually the worst feeling ever, because like you feel like you've put in all this work and like you get nothing out of it other than just like learning and getting better as a player and individually. But like once you're like lose as a team in second place, you're just like, I feel like everything as a team just disappears like that. And so, yeah, it kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Like you don't like go outside. Like I'm in Los Angeles now. I'm living like I'm going to work. Like I'm walking. Like it's nice. I just sat in my basement like 13 hours a day. Obviously that could have been like a little different if I just had a different lifestyle. But yeah, like mentally it's like awful. I think like again I wouldn't want to play tier two again. But I think like yeah I was looking into VCT Americas and simply I was pretty jealous. I always thought I could be in the league and like do well. Obviously, I'm not gonna say like I can come here and just dominate everything.
Yeah.
I'm still confident in myself. I think with time and like more experience, I can be the best player and maybe the best controller in the world over time. I just need that experience, and you're gonna see it.
I'm curious because you talked about how after version 1 didn't get into franchising, which one I imagine you're probably going to be on that lineup if they did make franchising, but
Potentially, I wasn't sure. Obviously, I think version one was like a weird one for me because I don't think I got along too well with mainly the coach in me. Love him still, like doesn't matter. But it was there was potential there, but regardless, I wasn't like really thinking of the future like that.
so but I'm curious because after 2023 you really came close, and I honestly I feel like a lot of people viewed you guys as the favorite to qualify. After that tournament, did you have at least tryouts, or were you really close to at least being in Americas, or was the plan like I want to run it back this year with MAD for 2024?
So after I lost in 2023, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I didn't actually get a single trial for any franchise teams. I don't know if I was told like by some that I don't know why that I wouldn't accept a lower salary. I don't think that's the case. I think I would have accepted a lower salary just to be in the league. But yeah, I just simply didn't get a trial. I'm unsure why that is. I think that was maybe a reason, but regardless, I did want to run it back with M80. I believed in the team. I love Nismo. I love Koala to death. Unfortunately, John and EU went to Sentinels and 100 Thieves at the time, so I was wishing we could run it back as 5, but that's not always going to happen. People are going to take better offers, and respect to them, they should.
Yeah. And I guess it really, knowing that makes this moment being here with 100 Thieves that much better.
100%.
Yeah. So then talk to me about moving forward in 2025, first year VCT Americas. What are the goals that you have? You talked about how this team's more process oriented instead of results oriented. So for you, what do you want to see for 2025 to call it a success?
Yeah, I mean, some may call it delusion, but I'm seeing things that I think give me a lot of hope and like confidence going into the future. I think we have an extreme level of potential. What would be a success? I would say, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think just making masters and champs. I think champs is like our number one goal. I think we can, depending on how it goes with like the next 2 months. I'm gonna be honest. I think the next 2 months, like, I'm not gonna say it weighs a lot for the rest of the year, but I think it's gonna like boost our confidence if we can do very, very well in the next 2 months, building with the new map pool and all that stuff. And yeah, I think just making champs and trying our hardest to win it. I think we'll do well for the rest of the year.
Awesome, Zander. Appreciate your time.